service announcement. These videos have the full intentions to be used as conversational tools and purposes only. Anything that is expressed in these videos and videos before and after has the sole purpose of that reason. I know a lot of this stuff is repetitive. I hope that you can understand that. Again, these are for conversational purposes only. The comment box on these videos is for that purpose. Thanks for watching. What's going on, guys? I'm back with another video talking about street outlaws, and as you can tell by the title of the video, it is a very popular subject, and that is Big Chief. And I know that I talk a lot about Big Chief, but it seems to be what people want to hear about and read about, see, and that sort of thing. So I try to, at least every 2 or 3 videos, make one that is mainly talking about him. Whether it be good or bad, whether you like Chief, don't like Chief, whether you used to, don't now, or what, but you have to respect where he came from, what he has done, and what he's done for the sport of drag racing. And I've made videos talking mainly about that, and that's not really what I want to do in this one. I just want to kind of compact what all has happened in the past, let's say 2 years with Big Chief. I've been doing YouTube mainly about street outlaws for around 2 years, and I would like to say have been successful at it. I have kind of leveled off. I've got to a plateau where I think that the 40 to 50,000 subscribers I have is directly related to street outlaws, so I want to keep talking about it. And we'll get more into that at the end of the video. But let's go back about 2 years and talk about where Chief and Midwest Streetcars was then, or at least where he allowed people to think he was. And he kind of fell off a couple of years ago. Him and Shawn kind of disappeared from the show. That's when you start hearing Asian and Ryan and Chuck do the intro, and Chief and Shawn was not showing up to race nights, and things just got a little bit weird. There was a lot of speculations, whether it be rehab, or they didn't renew their contract, or they wasn't fulfilling their part of the contract, or what it might have been. And he has always been a front runner of the show. Whether you like him or don't like him, he is a main part and a reason why a lot of people watch it. And I remember when the Chief and Shawn show got, kicked off the air, or they simply shut it down before it escalated into legal problems. And I'm not sure why. The Chief and Shawn show had almost grown into something as big as Street Outlaws itself. And there was a lot of people who watched the show because of the podcast and vice versa. They gave a lot of information that you would never know just by watching the show on the podcast, and I absolutely loved it. There was 49 or 50 episodes of the podcast, and then it shut down. But the reason I talk about the podcast is when the podcast went away and the speculations of Chief being at rehab and all this, they made an hour and a half long Facebook Live video when they got their new trailers. And they just come right out and ask, I think it was Phantom doing the filming, just come out and ask questions that the people who was watching it was asking, and that was the main topic, is where have you been? And he really didn't answer. He just said that he had been working. He had been working to get his car ready. He had been working to be faster. And if he was in some sort of situation, and that's the best way I know to say it, he isn't going to admit it on, Facebook Live or a podcast or on the show. So it was just kind of a weird time. And that was actually one of my highest viewed videos I ever had. I had a couple of million views on that video, and it just, everyone had mixed feelings toward it, and a lot of his fans turned at that point. But since then,
he has slowly come back, and he still has the cocky, don't care, I'm the race master, my rules or hit the road attitude. But in the past, I'm going to say 8 months to a year, he has completely changed 180, and to me, even a nicer guy than he was when the show first got aired, when it was piloted and they realized that they had something. Back then, he was charismatic, he was fun, he was smiling, he was a blue jean wearing, work boots wearing guy who installed heating and air units and raced on the side. Well, you can slowly watch the evolution of Chief go from that to me. It's more of a Hispanic lowrider gangster look with the Dickies work shorts and black shirts and with hat over his ears and pulled down over his eyes. It's just kind of a complete personality change. And while a lot of that is, he says he doesn't want to be recognized in public so much because he can't even go into Walmart or anywhere without people hounding him and all that. I think he actually said on his podcast that a 10-minute trip to the parts store turned into a 3-hour trip to the parts store just to get whatever it might have been he had to get. But it's, to me, like Chief has realized that the show was falling off. I've made several videos talking about the show only having a couple of years left. And all of the main guys, and I guess I mean Chief and Shawn by saying that, has turned it around. I made a video the other day talking about Murder Nova starting his own business, a lifestyle brand maybe, that is going to build cars and SEMA style builds, and check my previous video for information on that. But back to Chief. When No Prep King started, he was not about it. He was going to go to Outlaw Armageddon because it raised money for his local track, and that was the only no prep scene he had any care to be involved in, and was not going to be at No Prep Kings. Well, about a year ago now, they started dropping hints that they was going to be at some. And while him and Shawn are not going to these events together, Shawn's kind of been doing his thing with the new Murder Nova and actually ran a new personal best of 4:13, maybe something like that. But Chief has been going to No Prep Kings events and on social media praising the tracks, the staff, the way things are run, and seems more like he has become a bigger team player than he has been since season 2 of Street Outlaws. And I don't say that, meaning it's a bad thing. I feel like the old Chief is coming out, and whether he wants to portray that guy on the show, we'll have to wait and see. I do know they are filming the new season of Street Outlaws right now, along with a new season of No Prep Kings. All the guys on the show take to social media talking about changing their cars from no prep to the streets, changing their setup for 1 week or 1 day to the next, and you have to respect that no matter who you are, if you are a fan of the sport of drag racing. I personally feel like Chief has come back to reality. He hit that high, no pun intended, of being bigger than life, a legend, immortal status when it comes to popularity, when it comes to, drag racing world and a TV show star. But I feel like we are fixing to see the side of Big Chief that everyone likes and wants to see. Judging from his social media, people close to him, and just digging deeper than what just the average person just kind of grazing through would notice, I feel like he is back. And I know that this video is kind of lengthy for me just to say that one thing, but go to Big Chief OKC on Instagram. Go look for yourself and let me know what you think. He was completely inactive from social media, or from Instagram at least, for years, really, a couple of years. He would post something once every 6 months, and that was it. And now he is more actively posting stuff. From what they say, Instagram is the only form of social media that they themselves run. They have media guys who do their Facebook stuff and all that. If you see something on Facebook from the Crow or Big Chief or whatever his name is, it's not him, it's more than likely Phantom posting it. They have to keep numbers high on Facebook and certain aspects of social media for discovery purposes or pilgrim purposes, and they may not admit to that, but that's the truth. I know people who have got a show or have been on a show that didn't have social media, and as soon as they signed the contract, they had a social media from that point on. While it is theirs, they still have obligations to upload so much and keep people interested so much, and it is that way with a lot of sponsorships and stuff with these big companies that they are joined together with to do the racing thing. So this video was kind of bounced around back and forth, but I want everyone to go out and look and see if you can see any difference in what I'm talking about. I feel like the old Chief, the guy that everyone started watching and got the show going, is about to pop back out, and I want to see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I know that it was random. I know that there wasn't a whole lot of information. It was more speculation and questions in this video, but I do hope you enjoyed it, and it does get your mind to working and thinking, and you tell me if I'm right. With that being said, I'm going to end this one right here. It run a little longer than I wanted it to, but anything you want me to know, say, do, or have, email address is on the screen. I'm going to put my P.O. box on the screen for a couple of more videos and hope that there is more people enter in the giveaway that I still have going. And remember, there is a link in the description for my shirts. Anyone who buys a shirt, that automatically gets you entered for the $50 giveaway as well. Thank you very much for watching. Godspeed, and I will see you in the next video.